Hi.
How you guys doing? Let's get a round of applause for everybody. How y'all doing today? Welcome. Yeah, see? Okay, cool. So my name is Jeremiah, if you haven't known already. Nice to meet you guys again. I want to talk about how anxiety can lead to depression. I think it's really important that everybody has also had a different take on that as well. Because I was getting kind of nervous. I was going to say the same thing somebody else did, but I think it's really beautiful that everybody has like a different interpretation on like everything that we study, and we're all in the same class. So that was just a side note I wanted to get out. You guys are doing pretty good, so thank you for that. I've been learning stuff. I can see you. Okay, so anxiety usually starts. Somebody was calling me. Anxiety usually starts between ages 15 and 25 in our community. I would say that's because those 10 years are like a really good stretch of time that we start to learn who we are, learn about being adults and things like that. Although it's usually coming from love, the outpouring or pressure felt from our families is almost that of their own wanting to live vicariously through us. That causes a lot of pressure and anxiety as well. A common example is when their dads want their kids to be really successful in sports, or moms really are on you about school because either they didn't finish school because they had children early, or they have to work or things like that. That seems to be very, very important for Black moms and dads in our community. In social settings, i.e. school and sports, there's not only pressure to be smart and academically successful, you have to balance maintaining their persona with the appearance to gain their respect and secure a smooth day-to-day interaction with them. A good example of that would be like gang affiliation. Perfect example is people used to always ask me like, where are you from? And like, it wasn't that I was a punk or anything like that. It's just certain situations and scenarios I just don't consider myself to be a part of. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of times they took a disrespect when you used to tell them that you didn't bang or anything like that. So you kind of have to almost put on a whole different person that you got from them just to fit in, just to make it through the class day, and then go home and then go start playing your video games or doing whatever nerdy stuff you want to do. You couldn't do at school because you're going to get judged for it. So I feel like a lot of us kind of can relate to that as far as like creating somebody from everything else that you think that they want you to be and using that just to get through your day. And then that can usually turn into depression. Then depression is internalized and begins to affect your everyday interactions. So the explanation for that, example for that would be you're holding in so much and you don't really feel comfortable talking to anybody, start lashing out at people. You get really close to like relationships, you get really close to your partner or your siblings, or like let's say you go to college and you think you meet somebody, but it seems like once you start to get super close to them, something happens and you automatically run back into your hole. You don't feel comfortable talking to anyone. With that, we must find ways to keep a clear mind and focus on exactly what we want and need to achieve in life. So my artistic idea was to make a vision board. Doing that, you would need a magazine, newspaper, color board, scissors, glue, markers, rulers, glitter, construction paper, and anything else you would want to use. Creating a vision board will force you to physically write out and see what you think and want and need out of life. It applies to school, work, and your personal life. It can oftentimes having outside pressures to be a successful African American can cause anxiety and depression, and it can result in the individual not trying at all. That kind of where like I think our weed uses comes in. We get really anxious and depressed, and we just run to weed and alcohol, and that kind of like completely kills our motivation to do anything. And then by the time we wake up, we're 25, 30 years old, still smoking, still drinking. That's the only thing we've had consistently in our life for the past 10 years. Everything else is out the window. A vision board can help the individual by serving as a map that they can physically see. The point of the exercise is to bring your own personal vision to life while also having an artistic spin on it, because even when I thought about doing a vision board, I was like, oh, that kind of sounds boring because like I'm gonna be doing classwork. But then once you look at it like an artistic exercise, it's gonna be fun. You're gonna look back like, oh, I really just learned something and I had fun while doing it. So I would do that in like maybe like a classroom or a library or a park. That way to take the pressure off of it, maybe a little earlier in the day or afterwards, because anything during school hours is weird. So if you do that earlier or later in the day, I think that would be really cool, because sunrise and sunset is very relaxing.